This is Heavy at Home, the All-Australian program. Hope you've been enjoying the tunes, and you would have been hearing this band played quite a bit the last couple of weeks because they're about to launch their official 7-inch single for some of the songs you would have heard, and we're talking about Melbourne's Electrik Dynamite. We do have Dwayne from the band on the line to talk about what's happening with the band and the future and everything that's radical in the band's sound. G'day, Dwayne. Welcome to Heavy at Home here on andrewhaug.com.
Haugie, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing well, and it seems like there's lots and lots of things happening and a great buzz in the camp for Electrik Dynamite, especially the recent release of your video clips alongside the up-and-coming launch of the 7-inch single as well. So how you dealing with the pandemonium?
Mate, it's been awesome, to be honest. Like, you know, when you're a band, if you cut a single, you know, you generally don't get much hype on the back of a single when it's not relating to a release. So we thought, with the addition of Dan on vocals, we thought, look, let's do something special. Let's drop 2 new singles, get him on board, you know, give people a chance to check him out and you know, to really hear the direction that we're moving forward towards. And in doing so, you know, how can we make it exciting? And we thought, well, we've been wanting to, you know, press a vinyl for 4 years now, 5 years. So we thought, let's do vinyl as well. And let's do a music video for each of the singles. And in doing so, we went back to our boys at Robot Army to cut Showgirls. And the response so far has been incredible. So yeah, we're really stoked. Can't believe it.
Now tell us a bit about how Dan sort of came to join the band and, you know, how's it been writing some of the new material, because it's definitely a huge sort of step up and also a bit of a change in direction for the band's sort of previous sound. Was he sort of the ideal singer that you were looking for? Was it a difficult process to try and find somebody of that sort of vocal range and also style, because there really aren't a lot of bands in the Australian heavy music scene, at least sort of peddling the classic 80s rock sound that Electrik Dynamite is doing?
Yeah, well, Dano actually comes from we met him through his previous band. Basically, a colleague of mine saw his old band at Cherry Bar and said, dude, you got to check this band out, you're going to love them. So I actually went down, they were playing a residency. I went down and checked them out and went, holy shit, this singer kicks ass. You know, I'm going to help them out, you know. I'll try and book them some shows with Electrik Dynamite, etc., etc. And basically that band had some troubles with their drummers and couldn't really keep a constant lineup. So Dano and I stayed in contact, and then when Ryan decided to, you know, pursue his tattoo career full time, him being our previous singer, we thought, gee, I'll hit Dan up. He was the first person I hit up, and you know, we did audition others, but Dan was first in and then last out. So, you know, it just worked in perfectly. He works so hard and, you know, wants this just as bad as everyone else in the band. And I mean, at the end of the day, what more can you want? And as you said, you know, it's not just vocal and vocal technique for a band of our style. It's, you know, he's got to fit in as a dude and into the kind of genres of music that we listen to. And what we love that Dan brings that we didn't have previously is, you know, a big love of the 70s as well. And, you know, for him coming from a band with a big AC/DC kind of sound and Deep Purple and so forth, it just gives it a bit more of a badass edge to to the sound that we've got.
Now let's talk a bit about the sort of influential sound, as you mentioned, because I know the band's quite a young band as well. And you know, what drew you to sort of the sort of classic 80s rock style? Because there's a lot of people say, you know, the 80s rock is coming back, which never really left. It's always in the soul, brother. But for you guys, I mean, how did, you know, what sort of attracted you to sort of play the music that a lot of people sometimes today would sort of laugh at?
well, dude, to be honest, like, I'm technically still the only original member of the band, and you know, I basically formed it with an old friend of mine. And as a bass player, you know, can I really go any further than, you know, Steve Harris and Maiden, and you know, even like Priest and Gunners and Bon Jovi, you know, these are bands that write bass like musicians write bass. And I always wanted to play with my fingers, I always wanted to play fast, and, you know, I came from like a new metal and heavy, like extreme metal background, but the thing is, no matter what I listened to, there was always that consistent of wanting to listen to and play, you know, classic heavy metal and classic rock. So, you know, it's not that hard to find other musos that love the same kind of genre when you're in Melbourne. There's such an awesome rock and metal scene here, and it really seems like this scene and this genre, you know, it's not really a scene or a genre, you know, it is a lifestyle, you know, it hasn't died. You know, we'll play we played with like LA Guns and the Misfits, in the last couple of years, and we'd have so many, older crew just going, man, that brings us back to our childhood. Like, please keep it up. You make me feel young again. And, that compliment in itself is something that's irreplaceable. I mean, to make someone feel as good as they did, 30 years ago, what more can we want?
Well, let's talk a bit about the launch. It's happening this Friday at the ESPY. Now, what made you guys decide to release it on a 7-inch vinyl? Because a lot of people I speak to don't even own a turntable these days, which is a damn shame, because if it's not on vinyl, it's not final.
Well, that's true, man. That is true.
So what got you sort of to do that? I mean, people just going to buy it just for, that kind of authentic classic approach, but not listen to it? I mean, is it available digitally as well? What was the whole reason behind, putting it out on vinyl?
Well, basically, we've got two vinyl collectors in the band. Sarah and Cam both have a, extensive vinyl collection. And we've been talking about doing vinyl. We're actually still talking about repressing our previous album on vinyl, because we wanted to do it on vinyl to begin with. In that whole time, though, vinyl really has come back in. There's a lot more, modern metal bands and bands that are coming out now that are pressing on vinyl. And in doing so, you can say it's part, a trend or whatever, but realistically what it's doing is generating interest in the medium. And by doing so, it gives us the opportunity to do this. And, for people with a record player, they're like, sick, we're going to buy it to listen to it. But, there are those kids that are going to buy it because it is cool to collect these days. So, we're not going to alienate people. Obviously, it will be out on digital. We don't have an iTunes release date yet. It will be within the next couple of weeks. However, you buy the vinyl, of course you get a download card, and, that way you don't miss out on being able to burn it to a disc and spin it in your car, or however else you want to listen to the tracks.
Well, tell us quickly a bit about the future for the band, because obviously these are just 2 singles, which I presume would probably end up being off the forthcoming album. Do you have enough material for a full-length record, and also something that you're looking at releasing in the coming months, I guess?
Yeah, well, basically what we wanted to do is, tide ourselves over to give us the chance to really write and record the album that we want to. Like, in terms of timing, realistically, we probably should have dropped the next album now, but we thought, you know what, let's do these singles, let's buy some time, and that way we can really knuckle down and get these songs nutted out, because we're probably about 10 songs into the next album, and that's not including Showgirls and Steal a Fortune. We're probably going to do, 10 to 12 brand new songs that are the next level up for us as well. So, the more time we've had with Dan, the better, the sessions have been for writing, and the songs are just getting, more and more streamlined and to the point, and what we want to do as a band and as Electrik Dynamite.
Well, awesome, man. Keep us posted on the future of the band, and of course you've always got a place here at andrewhaug.com, as we do support Australian heavy music heavily. We can get you to choose your favourite track out of the 2 from the single, and choice is yours.
Well, that's hard. I just did an interview recently, basically saying, how would you change your firstborn if you could, and these songs I love. So basically, look, Showgirls has got a lot of video attention, Steal a Fortune hasn't, so we're going to go with Steal a Fortune, because it's it's badass, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to it at home.
Awesome, and good luck with the launch on Friday for those out there in Melbourne. Electrik Dynamite launching their 7-inch vinyl single at the ESPY in St Kilda. So all the best, Dwayne, and let's check out some Electrik Dynamite now here on Heavy at Home.
Always a pleasure, mate. Thank you.